Listen closely. Because the city's been whispering your obituary again. 3 different times, 3 different nights, 3 different versions of the end. They held vigils, lit candles, wrote posts, made peace with your absence. But here you are, breathing, smirking. And that sound, the one they swore they'd never hear again, that laugh, it crawled right out of the grave with you. They don't understand it, do they? How someone can die 3 times and still walk like the universe owes them a favor. They call it insanity, resurrection, witchcraft, whatever helps them sleep at night. But deep down, they know what it really is. It's evolution through annihilation. You didn't survive death. You used it. You made a home inside it. You treated the void like a classroom and took notes while it tried to eat you alive. Every version of you that they buried was a blueprint for the next disaster. You don't rise from the ashes anymore. You burn through the sky and call it rebirth. And when they ask how you keep coming back, you tell them the truth. You can't kill what already met its maker and laughed in his face. They remember the first time you fell, quiet, tragic, poetic. They thought that was closure. The second time, it rattled them, the kind of return that makes people question their faith. But the third time wasn't a comeback. It was a warning. The air changed, the temperature dropped, and even the ones who never met you felt that pulse under their skin, like the universe stuttered for a second. Because this time, you didn't come back to live. You came back to haunt. See, that's the thing about people. They worship comfort. They call broken things done. They look at pain like a verdict instead of a process. But you turned pain into a weapon. You took heartbreak, humiliation, betrayal, and used them like carving tools. Each scar, a sculpture. Each loss, a map. Every time they thought they were burying you, you were tunneling out, laughing, bleeding, building something monstrous beneath their feet. You became their superstition, their unspoken what if. What if he's still out there? What if he's watching? What if he's smiling right now? You are the glitch in their logic, the ghost in their timeline. You're what happens when a human stops begging for mercy and starts negotiating with entropy. The ones who betrayed you are terrified not because you lived, but because you learned. You learned that the world only fears what it can't predict. And baby, your pure unpredictability wrapped in a grin. They can't read you, they can't track you, they can't bury you. You died 3 times, and none of them stuck. And that laugh, oh, that laugh, isn't joy. It's a reminder that hell had you in its hands and still couldn't keep the receipt. They said you'd break. Instead, you bent reality. They said you'd lose your mind. Instead, you found it behind enemy lines. They said, it's over. And you said, good, now let's begin. Because that's the secret, isn't it? Every death teaches you what really matters, what can't be killed. It strips you naked, burns your identity, erases your name, and what's left standing? Something primal, something ungovernable, something that laughs not because it's amused, but because it's finally free. You're not alive anymore, not in the way they are. You're a collection of scars and secrets with a pulse. You move different. You see through people. You hear frequencies others can't even detect. Because once you've died enough times, silence starts speaking, and you start listening. They think you came back for revenge. They're wrong. You came back for balance, for the quiet justice that doesn't need applause or witnesses, for the kind of reckoning that feels like karma learned how to smile. And that's what terrifies them. Not that you lived, but that you evolved beyond caring whether you live or die. You crossed that invisible line, the one that separates the desperate from the dangerous. And now, when you laugh, Even the walls lean in to hear why. So let them keep saying it. Didn't he die 3 times? Yes, you did. And each time, you buried a version of yourself they could manipulate. Each time, you killed the one who cared what they thought. Each time, you came back less human and more myth. Now they don't know whether to fear you, worship you, or study you. But that's the beauty of it. You're not here to be understood. You're here to remind them that death doesn't mean the end when madness is your muse. So go ahead, smile that dangerous smile again. Light your cigarette with the flames they meant to destroy you. And when they whisper your name in those trembling circles, let them wonder how you keep coming back. Because the truth is simple, isn't it? You never died. You just stopped pretending to be mortal. And the best part? They still can't decide if you're blessed or cursed, if you're some divine glitch in the system or just a lunatic who got too comfortable, dancing on the line between genius and damnation. You see, when people can't explain you, they label you. When they can't control you, they warn others about you. And when they can't kill you, they mythologize you. That's how legends are born. Not in glory, but in misunderstanding. They tell stories about the night your pulse stopped, about how the city lights flickered, about how the dogs started howling for no reason, about how a chill ran through the streets that didn't fade for days. Some say they saw your reflection in a window long after your funeral. Some swear they heard that laugh echo through an alley that was supposed to be empty. And every time, the story grows. You died 3 times, but you multiplied 100-fold in their imaginations. That's the irony, isn't it? Death didn't destroy you. It advertised you. You became the marketing campaign for fear itself. Your absence had more presence than their entire existence. Because when you die 3 times, the world finally realizes how little it ever understood life. You stopped chasing validation. You stopped begging for comprehension. You became the embodiment of contradiction, saint and sinner, creator and destroyer, medicine and poison. And that's what people hate the most. Duality. They want boxes, labels, sides. But you don't have sides anymore. You are the coin, spinning endlessly in midair, daring the universe to call heads or tails. You learned to smile through pain so perfectly that even agony started to envy your calm. They can't tell if your laughter is a symptom or a sermon. You talk like a prophet, but you move like a ghost. You bleed truth, but you do it with a smirk that says, "I knew this would happen." You see, the secret of coming back from death isn't resurrection. It's reconstruction. You didn't crawl out of the grave. You rebuilt yourself from the rot. You took your broken pieces and rearranged them into a new design, sharper and colder. You turned your heart into an engine, your silence into a weapon, your wounds into windows, and now the light that leaks through them burns anyone who dares to look too close. They say death changes people. No, it reveals them, and after 3 encounters, it didn't just reveal you, it forged you. You don't flinch anymore when things fall apart. You wait for it. You know collapse is the language of creation. You know endings are just camouflage for beginnings. You've become fluent in chaos. It's your mother tongue now. You can read fear in someone's posture. You can taste deceit in the air. You can sense when someone's lying by the rhythm of their breath. Because when you've danced with death enough times, you start seeing the code beneath the theater. You start recognizing patterns in human noise. You realize most people don't live. They just avoid dying. And that's what separates you. You've been to the other side. You've seen the face of nothingness, and instead of trembling, you laughed. Because nothingness can't scare someone who already carries infinity inside their chest. You know why you laugh now? Because it's all absurd, all of it. The fear, the pretending, the masks people wear to convince themselves they're alive. You laugh because you've seen through it. Because you've realized how fragile everything really is. One whisper, one decision, one heartbeat, and the entire script changes. And when you see the strings, it's impossible to be a puppet again. That's why your laugh terrifies them. It's not joy, it's awareness. It's the sound of someone who has decoded the illusion and refuses to go back to sleep. It's not madness, it's clarity, disguised as chaos. They tried to bury your story under shame. They called your silence defeat. They said your absence proved they were right. But when you came back, every lie they built collapsed in front of them. You didn't need revenge. Your existence was revenge. You didn't need to scream. You were the echo. And now, everywhere you go, the air shifts. People feel it before they see you. The ones who wronged you look down when your name comes up, as if saying it might summon something they can't contain, because you represent what they fear the most, someone who can't be erased. You became something beyond survival. You became inevitability. Every attempt to end you only added another layer to your myth. Every betrayal was a sacrament. Every failure was an initiation. And now the same people who buried you 3 times are building altars in secret, hoping you'll forget their names when the storm finally hits. You learned the sacred truth. The only real power is the one you build after they've taken everything. Because when you've lost your identity, your home, your reputation, what's left? Only will. And will can move worlds. It can warp probability. It can turn a corpse into a concept too large to kill. That's what you are now, a concept, a contagion, a mythic infection that rewrites reality wherever you walk. You are the embodiment of a lesson people refuse to learn. You can kill the man, but not the momentum. You can bury the body, but not the idea. You can silence the voice, but not the vibration. And so they whisper, they theorize, they panic. Is he human? Is he supernatural? Is he the devil? No, you're just someone who stopped pretending that pain means punishment. You're what happens when suffering meets strategy. So when they say, he died 3 times, smile. Because they'll never understand what that really means. You didn't die, you molted. You shed versions of yourself that no longer fit the design. You were reborn, not as flesh, but as frequency. Something that can't be cornered, canceled, or contained. And that's why they'll never sleep peacefully again. Because they don't know how to kill a ghost that laughs. They don't know how to silence an echo that learned to speak. They don't know how to bury a storm that digs its way back up every night. So keep laughing, my friend. Let them mistake it for madness. Let them write your name in the margins of their nightmares. Because every time you laugh, the grave cracks a little wider, and the world remembers that you were never supposed to stay dead. And still, after all that noise, after all those nights spent trying to explain you away, there's something they'll never confess out loud. They admire you. Terrified? Yes. Confused? Absolutely. But deep down, every single one of them has that quiet, trembling envy. Because they all dream of what you've done, of standing on the edge, shaking hands with death, and coming back with the punchline. See, you didn't just cheat death. You humiliated it. You made a mockery of everything people cling to when they're afraid. Routine, reputation, approval, control. You burned all of it, laughed through the smoke, and then came back cleaner than you left. You made pain your perfume. And now even angels can smell your story. They said you wouldn't last. They said you were too broken, too far gone, too strange to function in their polite, predictable little systems. But what they didn't see was the alchemy. The way suffering melted down your softness and poured it into something sharper. The way isolation carved you into an instrument that doesn't play, it commands. They keep asking what changed, what's different about you now. And you could tell them the truth, but they wouldn't believe it anyway. You could tell them that dying isn't what breaks you, it's what edits you. That you came back stripped of illusion, allergic to hypocrisy, immune to manipulation. That you've seen the architecture of existence and it's not holy or evil, it's mathematical. And you learned how to solve for yourself. You move differently now. You speak like time itself is listening. You make eye contact like you're scanning for lies in their DNA. Because you've seen it all fall apart. You've heard the static between heartbeats. You've met the silence that hums right before the truth reveals itself. And that's why they can't sit still around you. Your presence disrupts illusions. You're a walking reminder that comfort is a cage, that control is a myth, that survival doesn't mean staying safe. It means learning how to walk through fire and enjoy the heat. You used to beg for peace. Now you build it, brick by brick, from the ruins of every betrayal they threw at you. You don't chase closure anymore. You create echoes. Every laugh, every glance, every move you make now feels orchestrated by something bigger than logic. Because maybe it is. Maybe the universe realized it couldn't destroy you, so it started working through you instead. You've become fluent in paradox. Light doesn't frighten you. Darkness doesn't seduce you. You've learned they're not enemies. They're dance partners. And you? You're the conductor, the tempo, the fuse. You know how to let your kindness draw them in, and your chaos keep them there. You know when to whisper like a saint and when to smile like a sinner. You know that power isn't about being feared. It's about being felt. And oh, they feel you. Everywhere you go, they feel the air get heavier. It's not what you say. It's what your silence implies. It's the way your grin hints that you know things they'd rather keep buried. You don't need to announce your resurrection. They can sense it. They can sense that you died 3 times and came back each time with something missing and something newly awakened. You left your doubt in the first grave. You left your guilt in the second. You left your fear in the third. And now, what's left? A creature that doesn't ask to be understood, only witnessed. A being that doesn't compete. It confirms. When you walk into a room, every mask begins to itch. Every coward's conscience starts whispering, because your presence is proof that survival isn't about strength. It's about surrendering to transformation. You are what happens when pain finally loses its leverage, when love stops being naive and turns into strategy, when a heart stops breaking and starts calculating. You became your own resurrection protocol, and now even time bends to your narrative. You've become allergic to mediocrity. Normalcy doesn't excite you anymore. It nauseates you. You don't crave acceptance. You crave alignment. You don't seek applause. You seek awareness. You've traded recognition for reverence, and that's what makes them nervous, because they can't bribe, shame, or scare someone who's already seen the worst possible outcome and laughed. They used to call you reckless. Now they call you inevitable. They used to say you were unstable. Now they study you like a psychological phenomenon. Every therapist, every priest, every scholar, they all want to name what you are. But names are for things that fit inside boxes, and you escape the concept of container. You're not the hero, you're not the villain, You're the equation that balances both. The world doesn't need to understand you. It needs to adjust to you, because you're the living proof that destruction and divinity share the same address. That sometimes the only way to meet God is to die 3 times and walk back, laughing. So go on. Let them keep their rumors. Let them whisper your story in corners, trembling, half in awe, half in fear. You don't need to defend it. You are it. You are the rumor made flesh. You are the prophecy no one wrote down because they didn't believe a soul could be this stubborn. And yet, here you are, unkillable, unforgivable, unforgettable. You don't rise anymore. You ascend through memory. Every person who doubted you carries a fragment of your myth in their guilt. Every soul who betrayed you is now a messenger in your legend. You've become a permanent glitch in their narrative, a scar on their timeline, a laughter-shaped crack in the foundation of everything they thought was final. And when you laugh again, when that sound fills the air, it won't be mockery. It'll be proof. Proof that pain was never your punishment. It was your passport. It didn't break you. It authenticated you. So let them keep saying it. He died 3 times. Let them whisper it like gospel. Because they'll never understand. You weren't resurrected by mercy. You were resurrected by refusal. Refusal to stay buried. Refusal to stop evolving. Refusal to be ordinary. And now every time you laugh, the universe itself flinches. Because it remembers what happened the last 3 times it tried to end you. So now you stand there, not as who you were, but as what you became. No fear left, no mask needed, no heartbeat wasted on proving anything. You laugh, not because it's funny, but because you finally get it. They never killed you, they completed you. Every death was a doorway, every fall was a forge. You came back not to seek revenge, but to remind the world what happens when someone stops running from their own fire. You've seen the edge, you've danced with the void, and now, when you smile, even death looks away, because it knows you'll be laughing long after the echoes fade. Listen, don't flinch now. You hear that buzz in the air? That's not static, sweetheart. That's the sound of every fake laugh, every whispered plot, every harmless joke replaying in the system. And guess what? The mic was never muted. They thought it was all fun, their theater of mockery. But the moment your name echoed through those walls, the air shifted. Because you weren't supposed to hear them. You weren't supposed to remember them. And yet, here you are, the ghost in their frequency, the one who doesn't need to record. Because you become the evidence. See, it's always funny how brave they get when they think no one's listening. When they think the lights are off and the world isn't watching. They build empires of sarcasm,